Dean, Mr. Chard's always been a promising horse, but unfortunately injuries have really plagued him.
Yeah, he did a suspensory quite badly in the Australian Guineas last year, and it was probably a huge effort to come from last and run fourth last year. But yeah, it's been a long 12 months trying to get him back on the track, and today he's had a jump out, and hopefully we can get him back on the track.
In the jump out this morning, did he do what you were expecting?
Probably a little bit more actually. I thought he'd get burned off a bit by, obviously the pure speedsters that were out there, and my fella's really a mile and a 2,000 metre horse, down the track. But he went along a bit fresh, as probably having such a long layoff you'd expect. But look, I was happy enough with what he did. The hard part is taking the bandages off and see what greets me when I take them off.
A Newmarket handicap isn't an easy race, or not an easy assignment first up for him. Do you think he's forward enough for it?
Look, I'm sure the last furlong he probably might start to struggle on Saturday if he gets there. We sort of never going in it thinking he was a real winning chance. It was basically, he'll be competitive, I'm sure, if his leg's fine, but he's never a first up horse anyway, so it wouldn't matter if I ran him in a Newmarket or a Saturday handicap. He's probably not a genuine winning chance, but up the straight at Flemington with no turns, that's probably going to be the best for the horse's welfare.
Is that the analogy that you're sort of going to take into the event, simply because it is the straight track and no pressure on any part of the body?
Exactly. We want to look after the horse. It's an expensive way to do it, but look, we've spared no expense so far, so he's too good a horse not to try. So, yeah, look, I'm sure he'll acquit himself well if he does get there, but as I said, he's never been a first-up horse anyway, and he'll only improve if he stands up.
What expectations do you have of him for Saturday, Dean?
Look, I wouldn't set him out with any gut-busting plan. If he ran, he'd settle back and just let him roll home. And obviously, we want to run somewhere, but we're not going to flog the guts out of him to run fifth or sixth. The horse's welfare is the best thing. And if I don't think after today that he'd come through the race well enough on Saturday, well, he just won't run.
And have you mapped out a campaign for him, or is it just one race at a time?
One race at a time, yeah. It's basically been one day at a time for 12 months. Every day I look in the box expecting to see something go wrong. Touch wood, it hasn't so far. But as I said, today's been his first time he's really been off the bit. And if he goes around Saturday, obviously that's going to be a lot of pressure, but we won't be flogging him to run fifth or sixth. I want him to be competitive. If he can't be competitive without hurting him, well, he won't run.
Any particular reason why you've chosen Newmarket itself as opposed to other straight races here?
Well, being an end-tire, obviously he was so close up in the Australian Guineas that we would have loved to won a Group 1 race with him, and if he hadn't have hurt his leg, well, he may have won the race. So probably more for stallion value than anything. As I said, he's probably not a genuine winning chance with the calibre of field, but he's a stallion, and I'm sure there might be a stud out there that would like a lovely horse like him, and I suppose it puts him in the spotlight going in the Newmarket.